What if one battle could change the course of a whole nation's history? What if one man led his army across a channel, defeated a great king in battle, and reshaped a nation with his own culture, language, and laws? That battle was Hastings, and the man was William the Conqueror. William was born in Normandy around the year 1028. Now, Normandy was a duchy that at that time was a part of France, but had been ruled over by dukes from the family of the Vikings since 911. William's father, Robert the Pious, was the current duke, and a man considered quite pious, but also quite weak. Not that it mattered, because he didn't really have much of a choice in the matter, as he'd pissed off the wrong person. You see, Robert had been excommunicated by the Pope for marrying a woman who wasn't a virgin, which wasn't a good situation to be in if you were a medieval guy. So he made a deal. He'd give William, his illegitimate son, the title Duke when he grew up, along with half of his lands and his castle in Falaise. And so William grew up there under the care of his mother and his father's servants, dreaming of the day he'd become a mighty ruler. Now, young William proved to be a capable warrior from an early age. In 1045, when he was only 17, he helped put down a rebellion against his father by a rival claimant to the duchy and some nobles who wanted Robert gone. For his efforts, he was rewarded with more lands. But the victory at the Siege of Monte made him a name across northern France. There were even rumors that Pope Leo IX wanted to make him a cardinal, probably because he liked the kid, and probably because the papacy was desperate for some competent people. But the other French nobles weren't keen on having a semi-illegitimate guy elevated to the rank of a prince of the church. But William went on to prove them wrong. He took the title of Duke of Normandy in 1053 when his father died. And although there was a succession crisis, he managed to hold on to the duchy. And now William was powerful enough to look beyond Normandy. His first target was the city of Le Mans, a place that had been a thorn in the side of Normandy for years. The city was ruled by rivals of William and had even been sacked by the English in 1051. But now William laid siege to the city. And although he failed to take it, he did win a small victory by capturing the nearby town of Spey. It seemed William was continuing his father's peaceful policy towards the English. They even shared a common enemy in the ambitious Count of Flanders, but that ended in 1067 when the English sent troops to help out the Flemings against William. And now William had an excuse to go to war. See, despite what the name suggests, at this point England and Normandy were two separate kingdoms, just ruled by the same guy. And William wanted all of England. He'd even written a book outlining how he had the right to rule, which he titled The Rationale of the Conquest of England. It argued that Edward the Confessor had promised him the throne before he died, but we may never know if that actually happened. William's claim was dubious at best, but he was going to do it anyway. In September 1066, he assembled his army and crossed the Channel. Soon he was marching into southern England, where he met up with a group of disaffected English nobles who wanted to get rid of King Harold Godwinson and put William on the throne instead. This little band of merry men marched on London, but they were turned back by Harold's army at the Battle of Mercaton. Now William needed to regroup, so he made camp at Hastings while Harold returned to London. But on October, the two armies met again, this time at the Battle of Hastings. The fighting was fierce, but William's army slowly gained the upper hand. Harold fell, perhaps by a lucky arrow through his eye socket, and his army was routed. William had proven himself a capable general and an even better politician. And in the following months, he took the throne, defeated his rivals, and established his rule. On Christmas Day, 1066, he was crowned King of England. As king, William introduced Norman culture to England, restructured the land with the feudal system, and commissioned the famous Domesday Book, a great survey of his new kingdom. Now England was tied more closely to continental Europe, and the English language, law, and society were reshaped forever. William the Conqueror had made his mark on England. If you enjoyed this episode with the story of William the Conqueror, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. And why not check out our series Medieval Battles for more tales of medieval warfare including more stories from the series.